T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. Armstrong reporting the roll and pitch program, which puts Apollo 11 on a proper heading.
Welcome to a special edition of Africa Skills Live. Africa Skills Private College was established right here in George in 2006 when the dream of private artisan training for local residents of the Garden Route community became a reality for Flip and Elsie Harmse. Elsie is currently the CEO of UXI Artisan Development, a home to 18 nationwide accredited skills training campuses. So we're going to be speaking to Elsie today, and later on we'll be talking to different host employers and introducing you to the variety of courses and apprenticeships offered by Africa Skills. Ma'am, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
It's my pleasure to be here, and yeah, I'm very good. Thank you.
I'm glad. So let's go back. 2006, Africa Skills is established. What is the thought process? What is the inspiration that leads to that establishment?
So, well, Africa Skills was actually born in 2006 after a prophecy that I received.
Wow.
And the prophecy was to change people's lives. So that is why Africa Skills is still here today. So I believe that every single person born have got a purpose on their life. And we, in training, want to establish the purpose for every single person, but also then to change their life. And you can only change a person's life once they are in their purpose.
Wow.
And they have got a skill.
So I assume everything is purpose driven, right?
Yes.
So purpose is the driving factor. And so let's then stay back there in that time, 2006, when that decision is made to start Africa Skills. What are some of the challenges that you're embarking through to then get it established in 06?
Well, I think firstly, it's not easy to start a private training college in South Africa. And what I think what drives us today still is the fact that we know what we do is in demand. There's a demand for trades in South Africa. Not only in South Africa, in the world, there's a demand. So I think the challenges, definitely. But the moment that you see a student receive their certificate and you see that light in their eyes, you know it's worth it. All the challenges is worth it.
That's so true. And so now if we move forward in terms of Africa Skills, those skills that you speak about and giving these to people, why is it so important for men and women, not just here in the Garden Route, but in the country as a whole, to possess some of these and to have this training?
I want to start at the back. You know, everyone is saying we need to drive the economy.
Yes.
But how do you drive the economy? To drive the economy, there needs to be companies. If there's companies, there needs to be jobs. If there's jobs, there needs to be skills. So we want to drive the economy, but we want to drive it with jobs. So I think the important thing is there's a demand in trades. But secondly, you can get a job. So the statistics is saying that 89% of learners with a trade gets employment. 2% start their own companies. So they can then employ more people. So at the end of the day, we are looking at driving and growing the economy. And actually to give people a purpose, a life and a better life to help their own situation, but also to help the economy.
Wow, that's powerful. And so when we then speak about the different campuses that are across the country, where are some of those? That's 18 of them. Where are some of those located?
So in the Northern Cape, we've got Pofadder. It's a rural campus. There's not a lot of opportunities for people in the rural areas. but there's mines around the Northern Cape. So we have a campus in Pofadder, then in George. We've got currently 2 campuses. From next year we will have 3. We've got also a chef school, and then in Gauteng, in Centurion, in Soshanguve, and then we've got other campuses with other brand names. But for Africa Skills, we believe that we can actually filter through in South Africa and make sure that every single person can get to a campus so that they can get to their dream.
Wow. Man. And so, in closing, what would you then say are the distinguishing factors between Africa Skills and other institutions that offer trading, skills and opportunities?
I think for me the difference lies in partnerships and in relationships. So we can't get a student to a red seal, to a trade test, if they are not placed at an employer to get experience. So I need to have a relationship and a partnership with employers in South Africa that is willing to place my student. So we've got a relationship with more than 600 employers that is willing to say, I'm willing to take an Africa Skills learner to do their practical experience. So yes, I can't do anything on my own. I need relationships.
Community.
Yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I appreciate. And so you've heard it. Africa Skills is not just about educating people and giving them skills, but ensuring that those people are well positioned to create other opportunities. And by doing that, we create an entire economy that is bustling and sizzling. And so stay with us. Over time, we'll be introducing you to different host employers. We'll be sharing the different courses that they offer. So make sure that you stay with us and enjoy. Thank you once again, ma'am.
My pleasure.
T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal.
It is indeed great to welcome Marnus Tutoy that's with us. He's a student recruiter at Africa Skills that takes care of all new learners. Marnus, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Yuri. It's indeed a great pleasure to be here.
And so I want us to go through the process. So there's a wide variety of courses that are available at Africa Skills. Tell us a little bit about those.
Awesome. Yuri, thank you. The qualifications we offer at Africa Skills Private College is indeed occupational qualifications.
Yeah.
So we train students on their specific occupation, whether it is construction trades or engineering trades. That is what we specialize in. We would like to be known as the home of the artisan. So whether you choose one of our traditional trades like electrical, plumbing, welding or carpentry, or you choose one of our new trades like boiler making, automotive mechanic, diesel mechanic, millwright or boiler making, we have a trade for you.
Wow, that's a lot. And so with such a wide variety, how do you make sure that students are properly placed with the right apprenticeships and that they're making the right choices for what they want to achieve?
Yuri, the best thing would be is to get the learners to come to campus. Come do a campus tour, come see what we're all about, come experience the Africa Skills magic on campus a little bit. We also have a team of well-trained and qualified student advisors that can assist with a career assessment. We also have an entry-level psychometric test for the learners who are still uncertain about which trade to choose. And that could give them clear guidance on choosing a career.
Beautiful. And so what are some of the basic requirements if one is interested in becoming a student under one of these trades at Africa Skills?
Yuri, so we would always motivate the learner to finish his school career. So whether you currently grade 9, grade 10, grade 11 or grade 12, we will always motivate you to finish your current qualification. Our minimum requirement for our trades is grade 11 with a mathematical literacy component of at least 50% and proficiency in languages.
Okay. And so let's talk about the Red Seal certified qualification, which is very important. How does that equip an artisan that's coming through Africa Skills to be able to take on the labor market locally, but also internationally?
Absolutely. Yuri, the best way to make sure that you are well prepared for employment is to make absolutely 100% certain that you know what to expect.
Yeah.
As a tradesman, it's very important that you are an expert in your chosen trade. So, at Africa Skills, 70% of what you do is practical based, either in our workshops or with one of our host employers. We also follow the highest standard of occupational health and safety. So our students know what to do, when to do, and how to do it before they need to.
And so people that are interested in enrolling, what's the process with that? How can they get in contact with Africa Skills if they're interested in becoming one of your students?
Judy, it's very easy.
Yeah.
Please Google us, Africa Skills Private College in George. We're also in Pretoria. And the best way is to go to our website, www.africaskills.co.za, and apply online. You're also more than welcome to send us an email to study@africaskills.co.za.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Marnus. So, artisan development is definitely one of the highest priorities for our country. Africa Skills is here to train you for your trade qualification. They are in Gauteng, the Northwest, in the Northern Cape, and in George, where it all started. Today, they're in the Industrial Campus in Rand Street, the Intaka Campus in Thembalethu, and the all-new Africa Skills Campus at the well-known Motors Building in York Street, George. What really separates the wheat from the chaff at Africa Skills is the combination of practical work, the real work experience, and theory learning instead of just being confined to a classroom. Almero de Lange from Almero Construction, right here in George, is joining us now.
T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal.
We're talking to Mr. Almero de Lange, the CEO of Almero Construction, a host employer for Africa Skills. Almero, thank you for joining us in studio.
Yuri, it's my pleasure.
So I want us to talk about the value and the importance of being a host employer for Africa Skills. Why do you think it is so important?
Well, we have a shortage of skilled artisans in the industry at the moment, and it's actually been coming for many years. I've been in the industry since 1997, and I've seen it. There were just not enough artisans educated for the last 10, 15 years maybe. And so we're at a point now where we need to do something drastic to get more people into the system. So a lot of people walking around with a level, pretending to be a bricklayer, but they're not a bricklayer.
They don't have the experience.
They need the training and the experience.
And so expand on that. What are some of those benefits from your side now as the host employer by getting these students in?
Okay, because the students receive a stipend from government monthly, you get them at a reduced rate. I mean, money talks, so it helps. So you get hands on site at a reduced rate. So that's the first one. So you have more staff that can help you do more things. Secondly, I just enjoy watching that student grow from the first day that he arrives on site. It's basically, I won't call them useless, but they know nothing. You know, there's very little they can do.
They expand.
Help with housekeeping, general things like that. And then as you train them, you can see how they're growing and actually become a productive member of the team. So much so that when they're actually called out to go back to the college for theoretical training, you actually miss them. You need to get somebody in their places to look after them.
And so to now come internally, what are some of those skills that you equip them with within the company?
Okay, well, we started with bricklayers, but at present we have carpenters most of the time. But just to give you a bit of background, you know, my first bricklayer, we started training in 2011, I think it was. And he went through the whole system, qualified. He's now one of my best subcontractors. So I now employ him as a wetwork subcontractor. So by being a host employee, you build a personal relationship with somebody. And when they go through the whole experience, at the end of the day, and they're a productive artisan, you can use him for your company. You know, either by employing him as a subcontractor, or maybe you can become a permanent employee. So there's, you know, anything can happen.
Right, the possibilities are endless.
The possibilities are endless.
And so why would you encourage other people and other companies to get individuals in and get students in and become a host employer for Africa Skills?
Well, like I said in the beginning, it's a question of economy. You get extra hands on site at a reduced rate. So I mean, nobody can look past that. We all want that. Secondly, you are helping to make a difference, to train people so that in future you have skilled artisans available to do the work. These students are issued with their own PPE. So you don't have to buy safety boots and stuff for them. They've got their own insurance. You know, if there's any accident on site, they're covered. So you also covered as an employer. And the admin requirements these days are minimal. It used to be quite hectic when we started out 10, 11, 13 years ago. But now it's much reduced. So there's not such a huge burden of admin on the host employer. So that also helps.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for your time, and again, keep doing the great work. So there you've heard it. As a host employer, you're not only in a position to educate these students, but you're giving them practical education, practical training, and giving them an opportunity to become experts in that field. Africa Skills does that for you. So if you think George is a spectacular holiday destination, you should seriously consider to study at Africa Skills and maybe even find your career of a lifetime in the city for any reason. Visit uxi-ad.co.za for more information. Also, don't forget to see Africa Skills on the website, Facebook or Instagram. You can always call 044-884-0791 for courses, payment options, and enrollment activation. All the best until we meet again in the workshop. Goodbye.
T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. Armstrong reporting the roll and pitch program, which puts Apollo 11 on a proper